Recognizing the member for Boundary-Similkameen.
Thank you, Madam Chair. And kind of staying on the same theme around recreation and road access. And while we do appreciate that rec sites and trails is no longer within your ministry, just about every access to a park or a recreation site in the province does involve a forestry road to get there. And so what specific budget has the province allocated in this fiscal year for the maintenance and repair of forestry roads to provide access to recreation sites, trails, and BC parks?
Recognizing the minister.
Thanks very much. Thanks to the member opposite for the question and her participation in these estimates. Maybe just at a high level, the work that the Forest Service does is supporting the work of industry, but also a whole host of things. There's a great amount of work that the ministry is doing in partnership all across government in kind of the integrated land base that we have. Not just for recreation, but for getting to First Nations rural communities, to remote communities, and of course supporting the work of industry as well. And I would say at a core pillar when we're looking at dollars, safety is our top priority as we do our work. And so specifically to the member's question, in our capital budget, the Integrated Resource Operations Division has $20.3 million set aside, and BC Timber Sales has $47.83 million set aside for roads. But again, I just want to reiterate, these are dollars not for rec sites or for recreation, rather. This is for that entire integrated approach, with safety obviously being a key priority, supports industry, supports remote communities, supports remote First Nations, and a whole host of other things as well.
Recognizing the member.
Thank you. Yeah, it's, while I understand that there is budget, I would love to know what the actual priority list of where that money goes, because coming from the recreation sector in a previous hat, I can tell you that recreation is the bottom of the list. And so I believe that this government's process, and I know that's not necessarily yours, but it is within FERPA, so it does live within your ministry, that these First Nations and volunteer organizations are spending countless hours to establish these recreation sites and trails. It now takes up to 5 years to get a new recreation site actually approved, let alone built. It's built with volunteer money, and at the end of the day, that road to that trail is not protected or included in these budgets, and so that's really disappointing. BC's tourism economy is the foundation of, BC's tourism economy and the foundation of Supernatural British Columbia rests heavily on the contributions of volunteers and nonprofit recreation groups. And somebody got caught by the chair.
Sorry, someone.
These organizations contribute thousands of hours annually to develop and maintain these outdoor recreation opportunities. They're building infrastructure used by both residents and tourists. While the province is investing significantly in promoting BC's tourism experience, why does it continue to download responsibilities onto these groups without providing adequate financial support? As an example, the McBride Big Country Snowmobile Club is sustaining an entire winter tourism economy in their community. The province has not allocated the funds to replace a key bridge, jeopardizing not only club operations, but the local economy of McBride. My office continues to receive urgent emails from businesses and residents who need snowmobile access restored. I asked this of the Ministry of Environment yesterday and was brought here to the Ministry of Forests. I was told this bridge is yours. We need this bridge fixed, and I'm hoping it can be included in that $20.3 million that you've referenced.
Recognizing the minister.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Thanks very much to the member opposite for the question. I just want to clarify that the engineers within the Forest Service provide engineering services to rec site and trails, and so the trails that the member opposite is referring to are trails that live within the Ministry of Environment and Parks. And so I'm not going to send the minister back to the Ministry of Environment and Parks, but what I will share with the member is I had a great meeting at the end of Kofi last week with the mayor of McBride. Had an opportunity to be able to establish my relationship with him, and I heard from him the impact that this is having on his community. It was the Ministry of Forest engineers that made the decision, difficult decision, to remove the bridges that the member is talking about, for obvious reasons as it pertains to safety. This is professional individuals. I'm sure the member will agree that you know, I'm not an engineer. I'm not going to try to be an engineer. These are professionals that make these decisions. And the commitment that I made to the Mayor of McBride was for him to come virtually or to Victoria to be able to have a conversation around where do we go from here. This is obviously going to be a conversation that involves the Minister of Environment and Parks, but I'm also happy to share with the member that the Forest Service is happy to be a part of those conversations as well. Recognize that this is a fairly significant, the Mayor shared with me, I think, one of the most popular snowmobiling access points, not just in British Columbia, but the entire country. And so I shared with the Mayor that we're more than willing to be able to have conversations, and from what it sounds like, the Mayor's got some interesting ideas to be able to potentially address and mitigate those concerns. And I understand for the previous season, there was some work done between the Ministry of Environment and Parks to be able to mitigate some of those challenges as well. So thanks very much to the member for the question.
Recognizing the member.
Thank you. Yeah, the question wasn't whether the bridge needed to be replaced. It's definitely a safety hazard and does need to be replaced. I didn't hear a clear commitment that that was going to happen this summer because snowmobile season for some of us isn't very far away. And the reality is that that bridge is going to take some significant time. So I feel that the Mayor of McBride shouldn't have to come down to tell the story. The story has been entered into the record. You're aware of the story, and I would like to see some commitment to that bridge for the community of McBride and the businesses it depends on. Their forestry sector is no more. They need to diversify, and this is their opportunity.
Recognizing the minister.
Thanks very much, Madam Speaker, Madam Chair. Agree with the member. I met with the Mayor of McBride, expressed his concerns, the challenges, made a commitment to him that I would work alongside my colleague, the Minister of Environment and Parks, again, to clarify, once again, this is a rec site and trail. Rec site and trails don't exist in the Ministry of Forests. We have engineers that provide services to rec site and trails, and I am happy to work with the Mayor to be able to address those challenges and work towards finding some long-term solutions. The Mayor could certainly come down here. I'm more than happy to pay a visit to him and McBride as well.
And
Recognizing the member.
thank you for that, and I'll pass it back to Councilor North.